Hi everyone, David here from daviddumaisaudio.com, and today I wanted to discuss a question that somebody had brought up on VI Control Forum, which was, should you be working on more than one track at the same time? So if you're working on a music track, you have one or two projects coming in, should you be working on those two projects at the same time, or should you just do one at a time, start with the first one that came in, and then move on once you're done that one, then move on to the second track that came in? And so what should you do? I think that depending on the person, that you could actually do either one. It really depends. Like personally, I've developed the habit of doing one at a time. That's what I really like. I find I can get really focused into one track and I can get the most out of it. And yeah, I can just see it from beginning to end. And when I spend all that time and focus on it, I find I get the best track and best results possible. But I know some people, maybe that is not really for them. Maybe they need the time, the break in between, to be able to think about it and to kind of ponder about what they're doing and where the track is at and what they could do to make it better. So I think it depends on the person. And that's kind of something that you have to experiment with and try for yourself. Yeah, some people will be able to do one at a time. Some people will be able to do more than one at a time. But I think that the biggest thing about this is not so much should you be doing just one at a time or more than one at a time. I think the biggest question that you should really be asking yourself, or the thing you should really make sure that you're doing, is that you're actually finishing the tracks. That is way more important than whether you're doing one track at a time or two or three tracks at a time. Are you actually finishing the tracks that you're starting? So it doesn't even matter if you're doing one at a time or two or three at a time. As long as you're finishing all of them, that is the most important point. So yeah, that's basically it. So if you can experiment with yourself, see how you get the best results, how you feel about the track, the result that you're getting from the tracks, and how much time you spend on the tracks. Let's say you do one at a time. How much time does it take you to finish that one track? If you have more than one at a time, how much time does it take you to finish those two or three tracks that you're working on at the same time? See what that is for yourself, and yeah, based on that and the result that you're getting from the quality of the music that you're creating, make that decision for yourself. And like I said, the most important thing, finish the tracks. That is the most important habit that you need to develop. And I know that's really hard to do, especially for those that are starting out. And trust me, when I was just starting out, I remember like 5 years ago, it was really hard for me to finish a track because I knew my tracks were not good, right? And then when you get to a point where you're like halfway through a track and you're like, shoot, that really sucks. Like, you don't want to go and finish it. You want to start over and make it and do something else that's better. But trust me when I say that probably one of the biggest skills that I've developed is to finish my track, because when you get to that point where you realize that your track's not good enough and it's not where you want it to be, that's the point where you start to learn a lot about yourself and about what it takes to make the track better. That's when you start to realize and you think about, okay, so what can I do to the track to make it better? Where can the music go from here? What kind of motifs can I add or change, or how can I change the music? Whatever it is that you're struggling with to make the track sound better, whether it's layering, whether it's instrumentation, orchestration, whatever it is, that at that point where you realize that your track's not good, that's when you get better, because that's when your brain starts to think, well, how can I make it better? And then as you do more and more and more tracks like that, that's how you improve your music. So hope that helps you guys.